We wrote some basic Elm code in the previous clip using the Elm REPL. Now, let's take things to the next level and use a code editor for Elm. A good code editor for Elm should provide various productivity features, such as giving early warnings if something is wrong with a piece of code, and even suggestions on how to fix the code. Also, it should help with formatting the code automatically, for example, when saving the file. Furthermore, it should offer code completion to prevent typos and help write code faster. Here are some code editors for Elm. Sublime Text is a fast editor. IntelliJ also includes other editors from JetBrains such as PyCharm. Emacs and Vim are classic editors. Visual Studio Code is a popular choice. Visual Studio Code is a great choice for writing Elm code for the following reasons. First, it's a free IDE or integrated development environment, which means it has various features to make life easier for developers. Second, Visual Studio Code is very popular among developers since it's powerful, lightweight, and customizable. Third, Visual Studio Code has an Elm extension which is actively maintained. Fourth, you can use Visual Studio Code on Windows, macOS, or Linux. Finally, Visual Studio Code works for various programming languages. For example, many developers also use Visual Studio Code for writing JavaScript code. For these reasons, we are going to use Visual Studio Code for writing Elm code throughout this course. Let's demo how to prepare Visual Studio Code for writing Elm code. First, we are going to install Visual Studio Code after downloading it from this URL. Second, install the Elm extension to help us write Elm code. Third, install Elm format to help format Elm code. Then, configure Visual Studio Code. And finally, create a new Elm file and write some Elm code. Let's switch to the demo machine and follow these steps. Here is the homepage of Visual Studio Code. This machine uses Ubuntu, so let's click the recommended dev file. A few seconds later, the download is completed. Open the file and click Install. Enter the password. A few moments later, the installation is complete. Now we can launch Visual Studio Code. The next step is to install the Elm extension. Click the extensions icon and search for Elm. Click the top result to get more details. Notice this project is deprecated and it mentions the next extension. This extension seems okay, so click the Install button, which finishes installation in a few seconds. The installation steps mention Visual Studio Code, the extension itself, Node.js, NPM, and Elm, which are already installed on this machine. It also recommends installing Elm Test and Elm Format. Let's install just Elm Format for now. Switch to the terminal and enter npm install -g Elm Format. A few seconds later, Elm Format is installed and ready to help us format Elm code. Let's launch Elm Format without any arguments. It returns this help text with details about how to use it for formatting Elm files which use the Elm extension. A key point about this tool is that there are no formatting options. Elm has a strict formatting style which prevents wasting time on debates and conflicts on how to format the code. Let's switch back to Visual Studio Code and configure it so that code is formatted automatically when saving the file, so that we don't need to run Elm format manually like in these examples. Go to File, Preferences, Settings. Under Text Editor, click Font and change font size to 20 so that it's easier to read during demos. Then click Formatting and check the checkbox to format on save so that Elm format is executed automatically for us. This is a minimalistic set of configuration changes, which is good enough for now, so close the settings window. Let's open the empty Elm project from the previous clip. Click the Explorer window, then click the Open Folder button. Navigate to Elm course, then select Hello and click OK. In this dialog, check the box on Trusting Authors and the button for it so that all features are enabled. Notice that we already get a warning message from the Elm extension that there are no Elm files yet. So let's create a new Elm file. Right-click the source folder and click New File. Let's call it hello.elm with a capitalized first letter, since hello is also going to be a module name. By default, the Elm extension already writes this line of code indicating this file has the hello module and it exposes all its content to be used by others. Let's just add two variables to this file. Amount is equal to 10 and greeting is equal to the hello world string. Watch out what happens when pressing Ctrl S to save this file. Boom, the file is formatted automatically. Furthermore, hovering the mouse over these squiggles shows a suggestion about adding type annotations and the option for a quick fix. Click the quick fix, add inferred notation, and it added this line of code indicating that amount has the number type. Do the same for greeting. Hover and click quick fix. Add inferred notation. Now greeting has an explicit string type. Press Ctrl S to save the file again. How about the Elm REPL? To access it, click View, Terminal, then run Elm REPL, and let's see if the amount variable is visible. By default, it's not visible. We need to import the new hello module. Enter import hello exposing everything, similarly to the first line. Now enter amount again, and we get the expected value. Same goes for the greeting variable. We achieved quite a lot in this clip. We installed Visual Studio Code, the Elm extension, and formatting tool. We configured Visual Studio Code to format code automatically, and we created a new Elm file with two variables which we accessed from the Elm REPL.